Told you so extra, but I know I'm the same.
What's up, y'all? What is up? It is your girl EJ, and y'all, we are back for book club. Y'all already know how we go down. We're gonna be talking about New Orleans. This is gonna be not episodes, y'all. I'm tripping. This is gonna be chapters 11 through 20, and I'm gonna bring the fam up so that we can talk about it together. I got my girl Candy Love in the building. There she go. Oh no, that's Tisha. Okay, now where y'all at? Oh, there she go. Hold on. There we go. There go everybody. Shoot. I can't even bring everybody up right. There we go. Everybody here. What's up to everybody in the chat? Hopefully we get some more people coming on in a little bit later. But for now, let's go ahead and get started. Chapters 11 through 20. We learned a few more things in 11 through 20. We definitely learned that your girl is a little angry. She is not feeling she's not feeling Chippy now. That is something that we definitely learned for sure in this episode. So I'm interested to see how that translates over when we actually get into the television show, because I'm like, I don't know, girl. I'm gonna start off with I don't know if I'm gonna be a fan, because y'all know how I feel about you. So we gonna have to see.
She might be justified in how she feels, though.
But is she? I mean, Chippy? What did Chippy do? Why everybody always mad at Chippy?
Chippy breathed.
I'm just saying.
She breathed. That's what she did. She breathed. She exhaled and inhaled and exhaled and inhaled. That's what she did.
She exhaled and inhaled. That's what she did. She did something. Yeah. But we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna see. Yeah, I'm just trying to see where I'm at with these doggone things right now. They just not working for me. Okay. I might go with this style for now. Okay, so that's what's up. But let's go ahead and let's just go ahead and jump into it, because we got like 10 chapters to cover. Let's see. I'll probably be a fan. Yes, DeMarcus, you probably will be a fan of Big Shirley. I can tell you right now, you will be. There's a few people that I know you will absolutely be a fan of, and Gabriel is one of them.
He'll probably be a fan of Saints too.
Yep, he'll be a friend of Saint.
Yeah.
He'll definitely be a friend of Saints. A show.
Yeah. DeMarcus likes the ops. Whoever the op is, that's what he wants. Whoever the most hated person is, that's who he wants. That's who he's a fan of.
Exactly. So DeMarcus he gonna definitely be a fan of Saint. Okay, y'all. So why am I on? Okay, yeah, chapter 11. Oh, because it's planned. I was like, why is it going? I put it in movie format to make it easier for me. Okay, y'all. So chapter 11 is this is gonna be Marquis's chapter, right? And Big Shirley sent him away. She sent him away. She told him that he needs to go to Houston. He don't want to go to Houston. He don't want to leave, right? He's like, no, I belong here. And even Floyd is kind of feeling a way about this whole thing. Like, why are we sending Marquis out to Houston? Why are we sending him away? Because the way I feel about it, y'all, is that she wants him to be this man, right? And when she needs him to do things like how in the last few chapters we talked about, she had him basically getting rid of a body and then paying off somebody in order to make sure that it looks a certain way. But now you want him to leave. And I get this is your son, but you already got him in a big boy business. Candy, I'll start with you. What were your thoughts about chapter 11 where Big Shirley is trying to send him away?
I get it as a mother. I understand why she sent him away. However, she's like he and Floyd was saying, like, he's never going to grow up if you don't let me handle this. Like, why can I handle this now? Don't wait till it's time for you to leave, or when she passes away for me to handle things now, then let me handle it now while you're here, so you can see that I can handle it, because I'm actually already doing all this other stuff. I can move bodies, I can do this, that, and the third. Whatever it is you want me to do, I'm doing it. So why can't I? You don't think I can handle this? But I get it, because that's her son, that's her baby, and she doesn't want, because I think she already lost a child, right?
Yeah, we're gonna find that out later in a few chapters later.
I'm sorry. So I understand her issue with it, but she got to let the man grow up. He digging in married women guts. She let him grow up.
That is true. That is what he out here doing. Tisha, what you think?
I agree. I feel like he has proven that, and he has even mentioned several times that he's done all the aspects. He's learned all the aspects, even down to earlier in this chapter. He noticed that there was a man that was winning a little bit too much, and so he sent Antoinette over there to distract him, to remind everybody basically that the house always wins. And of course, he crapped out and the house won. So I think that if he can handle different aspects of this, she needs to say, okay, I need to trust that, okay, I raised him to take care of this or whatever. This is his time. But she was adamant about not calling Uncle LC. Okay, so in all fairness, I think I'm with you, Candy. I think that, this is what we're talking about behind the scenes, but I think the issue with Uncle LC is valid. But with Aunt Chippy, I honestly think it just comes down to their backstory, and that basically it just seems like everybody has always been jealous of Aunt Chippy.
I think so too, girl. But okay, so I mean, pretty much that was chapter 11 was just all about Big Shirley trying to get rid of Marquis, and about him trying to fight to stay there. Now, when we move on into chapter 12 is going to be Floyd. And Floyd was not feeling this at all. Like, he was literally saying, like, he's a man, like, you're making him weak, this is not what to do, and then we also learned that they're about to attend a funeral, right? They're about to attend Pierre's funeral because they need to show face. Absolutely. And we got our girl up here with the black, with the blue for the midnight blues, and she all ready to go to the funeral. And me and Candy, disrespectful selves, wearing white like Donna. But that's what we do. I don't know what Candy got on. I just wanted to throw her in there. But shout out to the Cowboys. But yeah, oh, I see you now. Oh, you got your black on. Look, you don't want to change. I know you change shirts. I can't hear you, boo. You on mute.
No, I love being black. Shit kind of dangerous, but it's dope. And I got this from my girl, EJ, the TV junkie.
Aye.
Tap into it. But no, I had
to. Hey, but yeah,
one of those.
Okay, girl, listen.
Yes. I get all kind of stares when I wear it. I don't care.
I know, right? It's the statement for sure. But yeah, so Floyd wasn't feeling this, and Floyd has a job to do too. Like, they have this plan that they have going on. Now, at this point, she's already sent Marquis off, right? She's already sent him off. But Floyd is just like, look, this ain't what to do. And he didn't want to say anything to her, but he had to say it. He just felt like, as her brother, he had to say this. And Lord, when he mentioned I felt like in these next few chapters, every time somebody mentions LC's name or anything to do with the Duncan family that's in New York, she just has an entire fit, and it was the same thing with this. I mean, she basically was like, LC runs his business his way and I run my business my way. Now, I'm gonna get into this right here, y'all, because y'all know I got an opinion about everything, and this is my opinion. But I feel like Big Shirley is being so hypocritical right now. Like, I feel like everything about her beef with LC and Chippy is one of the most hypocritical things that I just feel like, how can you have a business that has an illegal aspect to it? Because it's almost like saying one sin is greater than the next. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've never understood how you can commit one sin, right? But then someone else commits another sin, and then their sin is just so much worse than yours, even though they're both wrong, right? But because one is this and one is that, then one is worse than the other. So, and I'm not saying that there aren't worse things that people can do. That's not what I'm saying, because I'm pretty sure there are a lot of things that people can do that are worse. But what I'm saying is that if they're wrong, they're just wrong. So how can we judge one so harshly and not judge the other? Because in their business, they actually do kind of cross over. Like unalive bodies show up in hers, and unalive bodies shows up in his. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get it. Letitia, talk to me about it.
I agree. There's so many times in the book that I was like, Big Shirley got some nerve, acting like her business is so much different. I understand her saying he runs his business differently than you, but it's still a criminal enterprise. So why do you think like you said, why do you think yours is better? And there was one thing I did notice about this chapter. Floyd said, he made a note, and I made a note, but that he said, oh, in little sister fashion. So I was like, well, dang, is he older or is he younger? Remember, we had this conversation last week too. So this makes it sound like he's older than her, but I thought we had established last week that he was younger because he wasn't that much older than Marquis. So I mean, just continuity. I'm a big continuity person.
Yeah.
So some irregularities there. But yeah, no, I'm not feeling Big Shirley with this nonsense. I'm not mad at her for feeling some kind of way because grief causes you to have, those feelings. But let's be freaking for real.
That part. Exactly. That's how I was feeling about it. And because I wasn't mad about her, I get why she feels a certain way, just in that one aspect with that one thing. Like, I get how you could feel that way. But at the same time, some of the stuff is just like taking it to another level. Like, okay, ma'am, you doing illegal stuff too, and y'all is unaliving bodies too, and getting rid of them, and like, y'all are doing a lot right now. Let's not act like your stuff don't stink, okay? Like, let's not do that. Candy, thoughts?
Yeah, I'm with y'all on that. Big Shirley got some nerve. I don't understand. I mean, I don't know what her gripe is with them, like for real, because I think whatever her issue is, whatever she's saying, I don't really think that's her problem. Like with them, what they're into, their business. I don't think that's really her problem. I think it's deeper than that, because that's surface. Like, people do stuff every day. Like, you fall out with your family because of what they do. Not that it's okay, everybody doing illegal things, but it's not like they're pedos or it's not like they're that. They just sell a little, narcotics or whatnot and making, money. You are, having private, rooms for these higher ups that's doing all this kind of stuff. You're doing illegal stuff too. Like, I'm sure the president of the United States would not want to know that you got a room where the mayor and the senator and whoever else go into these little rooms and have these conversations and doing whatever God knows what in those rooms. Like, you're doing your illegal things too, lady. Like, calm down. You had your children, your son and brother move a body, instead of calling the laws. You paying the laws. Like, Shirley, you got some nerve. And I don't know. She just, I want to like Shirley, but in these couple chapters, it really made me really think about her. Like, no, some got to give.
Exactly. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Thank you, Tamika, for coming through. The Hood and L. Appreciate you guys so much. And guys, we are going to be having we have our book club, right? So we get up here and we talk about it, but this is going to be our last time talking chapter for chapter. We're going to move the book club to the Discord. So make sure that you are in the Discord. We're actually going to be listening to it and discussing it at the same time. And then we're going to come back and do a big live. So I just want to make sure that everybody is aware and that you guys join the Discord, because we're going to be having so many things going on inside of the Discord. I'm going to drop the link for it. So just make sure that you're part of the Discord, so that way you can really like join in the conversation about the books. So yeah, so y'all, So I'm glad that we kind of all on the same page with this one right here, right? And I agree, Candy. You're absolutely right. I think that there is something bigger going on. We just don't know what it is exactly, because I feel like this at this point, like even the one thing that we all know, that we're going to talk about in a little bit, I feel like that's not even it. Like I feel like this started a while back when the kids were younger. And
Yeah.
it has something to do with Levi, but I don't know exactly what with Levi. That's what I think. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
It gotta be, because your answer doesn't make sense. That it don't make sense. So yeah, no.
Okay, trust me, I'm 100% on board with that one. So we move on into chapter 13, where we find out that Marquis is gonna defy Big Shirley. He said he ain't going to Houston. Bump that. I'm going to New York, because guess what? I'm going to go get my cousin in them. Okay, I'm going to go get Uncle LC in them, because listen, we're about to take care of this whole business that we got with Jean LeBlanc. Okay, he about to be scared when he see these New York cats coming here. And when we get later into the book, I also want to talk about this one statement that Jean said about talking about how he ain't heard about nobody, but I'm pretty sure the New York people ain't heard about him either. So that don't make you big time either. Like,
Right.
bruh, stop playing with me. So anyway, y'all. So he goes to see them, and what I loved about this is that you could feel the love. Like you could tell that there's nothing but love between them, and like they love their family, and like they really really miss them. And we learned that they used to spend summers together with the family, but then all of a sudden they didn't see the family anymore. And when they meet up again, it was nothing but love. So what in the world happened to make them fall out like this, to keep your son away from their family like this? You know what I'm saying? So Candy, how did you feel about the meetup when Marquis makes it to New York, and then we get our familiar characters? We get Vegas, we get Rio, but I was sad that they didn't have Roman. I thought for sure that Roman would be there at the time, but maybe he was with LC and Chippy, you know what I'm saying? Because they were gone, so maybe he was with them. But that's semantics. I'm not even going to go into all of that, but I would have loved to just see that character there. But anyway, go ahead, Candy.
So it was very nostalgic, and like you said, I think not last week but the week before, it's like now I'm familiar with these characters that they're talking about. Now I have a connection to what we're listening to, this, what we're reading to this story. The way he described Vegas when Vegas hooked him, I said Vegas is a big dude, and he made it seem like Vegas was like doggone Junior or something, like he was huge, but he did explain it a way that Vegas is a big dude. And the way he described, it seemed like I could tell he was walking in their house, that he met all the cousins and he hadn't seen them in a long time. And then, it was just, he was at home and they made him feel comfortable. So it does say something to what Shirley's gripe is with that set of Duncans or with LC and Chippy, because if Marquis felt comfortable to go to their home and stay there and hang out and have all these moments, these memories with them, you can still tell there's love there, and that what she said is really not fact. Like something else is going on, that my mama is upset with them for no reason, even though Nene kind of hit on it a little bit. She did a little bit, but it's just like, it's gotta be Shirley, but gotta be Shirley. But I mean, meeting the cousins and everything that they did, it felt like I could see them walking through the Duncans, palace, shall I say.
That's crazy. That's crazy. What about you, Boo? What about you, Tisha?
Yep, I agree. I love how he was recalling those fond memories of spending time with his family members, but also just to talk about what you talked about earlier too. He asked them, well, when he was informing them of what was going on in New Orleans, he asked them if they knew who Jean LeBlanc was, and they did not know. So, to your point, look, they don't know who he is yet, but they're about to find out, because They sending family down there to take care of the business, so they're definitely gonna get the intel on him. But the other thing was, I agree with you too, Candy. It's definitely Big Shirley because Marquis made a comment. I know for sure in the that first episode, and I believe I read it in the book too. When he said, I don't always agree with Uncle LC, you know, but in this case, when they brought Ruby and the baby, in this case, this was something that they needed to do. But it makes me wonder if you haven't really talked to Uncle LC in a long time. This is why I wish Uncle LC actually was there and he was able to actually talk to him, because I think all of his I don't agree with everything he does type stuff is coming from his mother. Because what experience did he really have with Uncle LC's reasoning for anything except for what his mother told him?
That is very true.
Mm-hmm.
That is very true. Because we do learn that like they stopped visiting them when they were younger, not when they were older. So you don't really have those experiences. So it's almost like Curtis. Remember Curtis? Larry had fed him all of this information. But at the end of the day, it wasn't true.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
The conflict, the family, he realized just how untrue that it was.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Hey, the hood. It says that you're in there. I just looked. It says that you were in there, so I think it let you join. So you're good. Thank you everyone who's joined the Discord so far. We appreciate you guys. And once again, definitely if you're not part of the Discord, make sure you go ahead and join the Discord, guys. We're going to have our book club in there. We're going to actually be listening live to the book, and then we're going to discuss it after each chapter. That's going to happen. I think we're just going to keep it on Saturdays the way we have it now. So, you know, what we're doing right now, basically, but just in a tighter knit group. So definitely make sure you join. Oh, hi, y'all. So yeah, that right there just really irritated me because I hate that we have this thing where they continue to. I don't know, they just feel like they continue to trash LC. I'm not saying that being a drug dealer is a good thing, but I mean, Uncle LC. Why can you say yeah? Because
he's our uncle.
He Uncle.
Oh, I know why he Uncle LC to you, heifer.
I don't know what you're talking about. I just don't understand.
Me and Letitia see you. We see you.
I don't know what y'all talking about. But anyway, I'm just saying, like, I just don't get it. But you know, it is what it is. Yeah. Okay, so let's move on to let me see. Let's move back to Floyd, y'all. So the next chapter is we get into Floyd, and Floyd has to go get real active right now because here we go. And here goes another walking contradiction, right? Another walking contradiction is that you are sending your brother to go and unalive these people because they want this 100K. They like, shoot, they got $100,000. We didn't unalive them, so we're about to go and get this money. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what they like, and they like, listen, you know. I mean, I get the little bit of the betrayal with it. Like I'm not saying that part, but I'm just saying I'm making a note to how we are so contradictive about you being able to do these things and hiding behind the fact that it's protecting your family, but Uncle LC can't do it because he not protecting his family. You know what I'm saying? He just what is
walking
it?
around? He just walking around shanking people. He walking around pow-powing people. You know, he ain't like the lady shoes, so he pow-powed her. That's Shirley, calm down, get it together, move on.
Exactly. But anyway, talk to me about it, Candy. Go ahead and talk to me about Floyd and what he has to do and kind of explain to the audience what's happening with why am I saying Uncle Floyd? Well, I guess he can be an uncle.
Oh gosh, please. Letitia, she just really get embedded with this embedded with his family, okay?
Girl, that's my family. What are you talking about? I am a Duncan.
Okay. EJ Duncan.
Yes, all day.
Okay. So yes, so Floyd does get active, y'all, and Floyd gets active, like directly in your face active. So because there were whisperings of $100,000 being placed on the head for whoever took out John's brother Pierre, they have to, Floyd realizes it's his friends or the people that he's known since, childhood and school or whatnot. The first person he takes out, he goes to their house and he is in a Honda Civic or a Honda, some kind of car. He tells us what kind of car he is, and he was like, people breaking in cars. And I'm like, sir, you just shut up, Floyd. Because he makes a point to say he has to lock the door where he is, but you are Billy Badass, so calm down. But anyway, he goes in and he asks, what was his name? John, not John. Todd. Okay, yeah, his friend Todd. They go in and talk, and he was like, I'm going to the funeral, and that of Pierre's funeral, and it's good that you could be rich and get buried sooner than having to have a fish fry, to collect money and whatnot. So, he and Floyd and Pierre, Todd sit down, and he sits and he tells you how he's sitting. He's sitting face to face. He's sitting directly in his face, and they're having a conversation about Jean putting up that $100,000 for whomever, can tell them who took out Pierre. And Todd tells him that he and John,
Fred.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. It's Todd, Fred, and
Eric.
Okay. That they are going to, they're coming up with a plan to just tell Pierre who did this at the funeral today. That's what they want to do. And knowing that this lady done paid you, however much, I can't remember how much she paid you, to be quiet. Yeah, she didn't give you $100,000, but now you finna go run your mouth and tell. And your thing is, well, I didn't do it. We didn't do it. We just, So what does that matter? You were paid to shut the frick up, and now you finna go run your mouth. But anyway, so once Floyd realizes that Todd is going to talk, he has to put two in him, because I can't trust you to be quiet. And he has to put him down like a dog. And he does. And he leaves and he goes to not Fred's house. Fred looks at Floyd like, Floyd is crazy. Like, hold on, what are you doing here? And he was like, you're looking for Todd? And he was like, yeah, we get ready to meet up or whatever. And he has to let him know that I'm finna take you out because y'all not finna do this. In so many words. And I think Fred runs down the hall to go get his blicky, and Floyd has to catch him in his back because, like, no, you got to go. So he ended up getting two of them. And I'll let Letitia do, if that's fine with you. Letitia describe how Miss Shirley, Big Shirley, and Monique take out the other person. If that's fine with you. Because I was getting ready to go into it and tell the whole thing, but yeah, I'm gonna let Letitia.
It's in a different chapter though. That was in
okay. You get the whole chapter. You good, girl. You good.
Listen, because that chapter I had to go back and listen to that. I said, hold a minute, did he? Oh, those are the people he took out. Listen, I said, oh snap, Big Shirley. I thought you ain't like this type of stuff.
Okay. But he went with the silencer. He went to take their temperature to see if they would even do that. I think down deep he was hoping, hey, these are my friends. They've been since the playground. Hopefully they'll still be down with me. And when he found out that they wasn't, he had to put the silencer on and start whistling away. He was wiping stuff down. He whistled away. He said, I can't believe that basically like Fred tried to run or whatever. I don't know why he tried to do all that. But okay, so I got a funny. So it's not funny, but it's funny. So did y'all watch Half and Half? Where Valerie Pettiford was on there? There was an episode where one of Phyllis's cats, Dee Dee's limo accidentally ran over the cat. And so she felt bad because she was a pet owner too. So she cremated the cat, put him in one of her favorite like martini shakers or whatever, and gave it to Phyllis and went to go deliver the news. And she was like, I'm sorry to tell you. She was like, but Fred is dead. He was like, what? Fred is dead. That's what I said. This shit, I'm sorry. This stuff is so funny. But that's what it made me think of when Fred was gone. I was like,
Fred is dead.
Fred is dead. That's what I said.
Fred is dead.
That is funny.
So anyway, but yeah, he felt like he had to do it. And They didn't keep their word. They took his sister's money and was still gonna go out and try to get more money. And
Yep.
just another lesson: greed is can get you in some very
Hot
sticky
water.
places.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Can get you out of here when old boy started to say, but I have up. Listen, Floyd wasn't trying to hear that. I don't care
Mm-mm.
what you got. Bye. I love the part. You know what I loved about it? I loved when he said, man, if it was me, I would shoot, I might have to go ahead and let him know. I said, y'all don't know
Uh-huh.
this is a setup. Stop
Yeah.
playing.
A set to the up. Calm down.
This is a whole setup right now. So anyway, I thought that was funny.
And the fact that they fell for it was mind blowing to me because y'all know who the family is. It's John Paul. John Paul.
Exactly.
Okay, like they was gonna really just let y'all
Do
walk
you have
away.
a picture of David Banner? Oh, that thing fine. But
Girl, because all I see him as right now is Missouri Slim, so I can't right now.
oh
We
no
gotta
no
wait till
no
we
no
get
no
past the Missouri
no no
Slim.
no no no
When we out of that one, then
no no
we
no.
can do better.
I was looking at that. I was like, it's gone.
Because I was like,
The
that's
thrill is
not
gone.
Joan. That's what I
That-
said. I said, that's not Joan. That's Missouri.
yeah,
That's
but
Missouri
yeah.
Slim. I said, that can't be him because he got to be fine.
Listen.
Okay, y'all. So let's get to chapter 15 where we talk about Marquis. Now, Marquis, of course, he's still there, but he's still in New York and he's hanging out with his family. He's learned about Lauren because we even learned that, Lauren used to do stuff to him and she used to be a little prankster. Like we learned all of these different things. Like they were family. They were hanging out. And let me just say this real quick because here, and I don't know if I said this already, but I might have said it somewhere. But anyway, let me just say it. How come all of a sudden, right? When y'all were younger, it was okay for them to do what they was doing. They been doing that. And you was been hanging out with them when they was doing that. So now all of a sudden it's not when if we go back to Big Shirley and grand opening, ma'am, you have no room to ever really judge people this harshly. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that this is my Uncle LC, come on, stop playing with me right now. And my Aunt Chippy, like, stop playing. And we gonna judge them like this when you was at a whole woe house chilling? Stop playing.
Yeah.
Anyway.
You putting a lot on this uncle and aunt, but it's okay.
What?
I mean, I call Uncle LC my uncle too when he was, getting it in this past season. So
I mean, it's your uncle, girl. We is all Duncans.
yeah, but these my blood relatives. These my blood relatives. These your relatives by another way, like Nene and Shirley.
Listen, you guys are talking about my mom. But anyway, what I was saying is that we get another story, right? And Tisha, I want you to talk about this story because this story is really important. As everybody wants to know, like, what's the problem? Like, why Big Shirley don't like you? And then Nene tells like a piece or a portion of her side of what's going on. Talk to us about that.
Yes. So Marquis is up for breakfast and he gets greeted by Aunt Nene. She's making breakfast, of course, because she's cooking all the time. And she begins to talk about like her relationship and the disagreement that she had with Big Shirley, but it stems around Aunt Chippy. So, or kind of. So, they were all friends, of course. Big Shirley needed something from Nene. Nene came, but then she got a call from Aunt Chippy, and then she left to go tend to Aunt Chippy. And Big Shirley had a problem with her ever since then. There's always been an issue at that point. But what I loved about this chapter was that and Nene she went to bat for Big Shirley, because they were talking about her, kind of jokingly, but they were basically like, oh, she's really stubborn or whatever. She said, don't talk about your mama like that, whatever. She's had to be strong because she's always done things alone. And I can only imagine that she felt betrayed by me leaving her. And she felt like she had to deal with the things again alone. And that's where she's always been. And so now that's the reason why she's such a control freak, because she's always had to do things on her own. So she just feels like, this is the way it needs to go because she's the only one doing it. So it was kind of a touching moment. I do appreciate hearing the backstory of it. And then later on, I love how it kind of sort of gets resolved. And so at least it gives us hope for it looks like it can be. So but again, it just speaks to that whole family dynamic. They are indeed family.
Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely. I did love that part. Where and I do have some what's the word for it? I do have some, I don't want to say sympathy, but I do have, and I don't know if it's empathy either. It might be empathy. I guess it could be
Mhm.
empathy. I am empathetic towards. Yeah, I'm empathetic towards Big
Mhm.
Shirley in the sense of at some point her and Levi have a falling out, right? They have this huge fight and she needed someone, she needed the family to help with the kids, right? um and Nene comes to her rescue. She helps, but Chippy needed her, Aunt Chippy needed her for some reason, and she went there. But it felt so juvenile and childish the way that it's said. It seems like there's something missing. Like, I feel like there's just this piece missing that we just don't necessarily have. And I feel like the only person that has it is Shirley. I don't even think Nene has it. Like, I don't think she has the piece, because there has to be a reason why you're mad at them at this point. Like, did they take Levi's side? We got to remember Levi was special needs, or whatever, right? And what happened, you know what I'm saying? Like, what happened?
Mhm.
And did Uncle LC say something or do something that made you feel away? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there has to be something. These people are very family oriented, so I can't see where Chippy would be like she would push her away in any type of way. I feel like it has to be something with Shirley.
I think it's underlying. I think because I think low key many of the ladies, including Aunt Nene, are jealous of Chippy. There's an underlying jealousy of her because even Big Shirley mentions later on, yeah, I mean, she's probably gonna call Chippy, and yeah, and if you Nikki and Nene is coming, that means that Chippy is coming. It's always something about Aunt Chippy. She
Mhm.
doesn't even know you're mad. I mean, really? So why are you so my thing is, okay, yes, she might have been upset because you left, but it was because you left to go tend to Chippy, not just because you left. So I think it's always a, oh, if it comes down to me or Chippy, she's always, somebody else is always going to choose Chippy, and I
Yeah.
think she feels some kind of way about
She might still be salty that Chippy sliced her face up. I don't know. Like, come on now. I mean, I forgot. I had to think about that for a second. Chippy did slice the hell out of her at one time. So, but I feel like they got past that. I
Well,
think
hell,
they
that might
separated
be it
now.
then, because I didn't know that, but that might be it. Shit.
that.
Yeah, that happened in grand opening book one, when
Okay.
Big Shirley and Sam get into it, and Chippy has to save him because she was about to make him lose his manhood, like Ruthless. There was about to be one of them things going down, but Chippy saved.
A
And
slicing of the ding dong.
yeah, girl, it was a lot going on in that scene. But yeah, so I don't know, but I mean, to be fair, I was just joking, but they've moved past that clearly. So
Hmm.
I don't
Okay,
know. Child. It's got
But
a
but
lot.
like
yeah,
I said, with Levi being special needs, there was a part in the book too where she had a longing for a relationship with someone who could tend to her. And although she loved Levi and Levi loved her, his mental capacity was not there for like romance and for tending to her and that all that sort of thing. So I think she's always felt some kind of way because like, why can't I have what Nene and Larry have? Why can't I have what Elsie and Chippy have? Why can't
That's
I have what,
true. That
that
is
I was
very
gonna
true.
say, yeah, maybe she doesn't have that wholesome marriage, that wholesome relationship. The husband can be 100% a husband or a father or your confidant or your person. And Levi couldn't be that person for her because of his disability. So maybe that's part of her gripe, like Nene leaving Big Shirley to go help Chippy, but Chippy got help. Like maybe that's her issue, like something like that. But to me, I don't think that's not deep enough. Because hell, if they don't know you mad at them, then it ain't them. It got to be you, because they don't know you got the problem. All the children are cool. All the children are fine. It's the freaking adults that adult has the issue. So Shirley, I need you to make it plain, baby.
Yeah,
Stop
because
saying,
nobody knows what it is.
yeah, make it plain, please. Okay.
Okay. And I'm not buying this. I'm buying a piece of it, but not all of it. So it got to be something else. So anyway, basically what ends up happening, y'all, is that Marquis and them are getting ready to go back to New Orleans, and they're going to end up taking Curtis, Lauren, and they're going to take Curtis and Lauren with them, but they're also going to end up taking Nene as well. Well, she just volunteered herself. She said she gonna go down there, and basically she wants to make things right. If her children are going, she's going. And then DJ is going to end up going with them as well, because Vegas thinks it's a good idea to send DJ there as well. So now they got a little bit of an army, you know what I'm saying? A little small one, but deadly. A small one, but deadly, so that they can have a little bit of room to fight with. And of course, like Rio even says, like, you know, we only a phone call away. If you need us, we gonna be here. That says that's family. You know what I'm saying? That says to me, like, we don't know what the heck going on. We don't know why Big Shirley don't like us, but we love y'all. You know what I'm saying? That's what that says to me. Cause who else gonna say that? You know what I'm saying? And y'all full blown in the middle of y'all own crisis. I also want to talk about the fact that LC and Chippy were not there when they went. LC and Chippy were gone. And no, they don't talk about anybody else. The only people that we get are Rio, Vegas, Curtis, Lauren, and Aunt Nene, right? But everybody else, they don't talk about if they were there or not, right? But we know for a fact that LC and Chippy were not there. We also know that there is still the ongoing situation with Junior, because that is also brought up as well, because Vegas tells him that we're in the middle of our own crisis with Junior, because Marquis very specifically asked for Orlando, Junior, and Vegas, right? But you know, they're in the middle of their crisis, because y'all know Junior is out here doing the absolute most right now. So I do like the fact that this story is overlapping into that one, because just to make it make sense. You know what I mean? Like, I love that. So there's that. So Aunt Nene's gonna come back with them, of course. And so everybody's coming, and here we go, you know. And we also learned that our girl Lauren, which we already knew this, but I guess Marquise didn't know, that our girl Lauren is cold with these weapons. You know, that she can shoot a blicky. Okay.
Yes, and he thought it was. He said, how far away is that? 80 feet, and she's like 100, and he was like, oh
feet,
snap! And it was headshots only. Okay, headshots. Lauren is a beast.
Together. Yeah. All right, Candy. Actually, Letitia, I'm gonna let you talk about the funeral, because Candy talked about the first part. This is the second half of what actually went down. So let's talk about that. We are back to Big Shirley, and we are about to get ready to go to Pierre's funeral, where she needs to have a face-to-face with Joan, because she needs to make sure that he knows that she gives her condolences. She just playing a game right now. So pick up from there and talk to us about that chapter.
Okay, so everybody is dressed to impress. Again, that's why I'm wearing my black and my pearls, because we had to get ready for Pierre's funeral.
Yeah.
So Big Shirley and Monique, they give their condolences. They're trying to be polite, but Saint, he is not amused with them. Okay, he is not. He hasn't given a smile back or anything like that. You know, I think he got his head on the swivel. But they are scanning the crowd, right? And first of all, it's funny. One of the funny things about this, they were talking about how, because again, Monique is from Cleveland, and she just doesn't understand the concept of people dancing at a funeral and that sort of thing. But if you know anything about NOLA, and it's basically a big old parade, and it's a thing. It's a big thing. Music, triumphant, all that. And so so she has her umbrella or parasol, whatever. They're scanning the crowd, making it look like they're just being part of the festivities, but in truth, they're looking for Eric, which is Floyd's third friend, who also took the money to not say anything about the body that they found in the casino. So they overheard him talking. They even overheard him talking in in their place about him about to get a big fat check and all that sort of thing, whatever. And so he decided he was going to try to tell Jean this at the actual funeral. He started flagging him down. Jean did not see him initially though. So Monique again has her umbrella. She unscrews it, revealing that there's a dagger that she gives to Big Shirley. They make their way to Mr. Eric, and she jams it into his heart from the back. He is then unalived and silenced. And Jean did not even look in that direction.
Yes,
You're
you're muted, EJ. You're muted, EJ.
Thank you so much, Boo. How is that any different than what Uncle LC do? Uncle LC don't even do his dirty work except for this last season. This is the only time he was getting active. But before that, he was chilling. Like, he had people for that. You out here unaliving people in broad daylight at a funeral, no doubt, at a celebration.
Okay.
Come on now. Come on, Big Shirley. You hypocritical, girl. I don't know how I'm going to like this character, y'all. I really don't know how I am going to, I don't know how I'm going to connect with this character, because right now everything says that I do not like this character. And I kid you not, nowhere in the book did I ever like this character. Like, I
loved her in the book. I felt like she had a big personality, big heart. Even though she did get sliced up or whatever, but it seemed like she still was kind of a mother hen type deal.
Oh, you're talking about in the first book?
Yes. I'm talking about
first book.
Back.
Yes.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
So way back, I loved Big Shirley, but this Big Shirley, the grown Big Shirley, I'm not feeling her. She hypocritical. She doing too much. But I think there's something to be said about a person that might be still in a stage of grieving. So we'll see.
I guess, but we also got to know how long, because that was season 1. Well, we'll get to it in a minute, because I think we finna get to it actually here shortly. So yeah, that was a lot. Oh, Eric is gone now. So now we done took care of all the people who said they was gonna go tell it, right? All the people who had some notion of it, that we know at this moment had some notion of it. All of those people have pretty much been silenced, is what it all boils down to. Now, moving into chapter 17, y'all, we're now gonna get to where Marquis has hold on, let me see if this is the part where, because I don't think I think I kind of jumped the gun on the other part, y'all. So I really much already talked about chapter 17. Chapter 17, it looks when it's actually when Nene decided to come along with them, and when Marquis was having a hard time leaving because he missed his family so much, and he wanted to see Uncle LC so badly. Everybody loves Uncle LC. I don't know what the problem is, but anyway, he wanted to see him so badly. And then they talk about Vegas sending him because of the ongoing situation that they have with Junior. I literally just talked about that, so I apologize, y'all. I jumped the gun. So we are actually on chapter 18. My bad. It's just when you start listening and reading these books, everything starts to, I done read them like a couple of times at this point. But let's talk about chapter 18, because chapter 18 actually goes into Jean Candy, where we just buried our brother, or they, I don't know how they do it in New Orleans. I know they have like this parade or something. I don't know if they go to the burial site. I don't know how all of that part plays out, but they just had the funeral for the brother, right? And he's made it. He's made it back home. I believe he's made it back home, or I don't know if they're still at the place. But either way, we see Saint, we see Jace, and we see Prince, right? And Prince is described as this really, really cute guy, this really pretty boy who nobody really sees coming, which makes him a great weapon. We know that in the television show, he's going to be played by Quincy, right? Who, to me, fits that description that they provide in the book. I feel like that was such a good choice for Prince. So we shall see. But anyway, Prince comes with some news and he's like, look, hey, we found Pierre's car down at the swamp. And now, so John comes over there. His wife got a whole attitude because she already know what's about to go down. She knows she about to chunk the deuces when he should be with his family, but he about that business. So John is like, how is that the case when so that his body really was, so his car really was at the swamp? And he was like, was there anybody in there? And then they was like, yeah. And he was like, dead or alive? And they was like, alive. And they said he definitely wasn't from here. Like he just came off of LA Fashion Week, right? And I think y'all are going to be so surprised when we actually tell you who it is, but we're not going to talk about it on here because they haven't told us who it is yet, because we don't know until much later who it actually is. And you got to be in the Discord, in the book club, in order to, when we get to that chapter, we will talk about it. So make sure that you are part of the Discord. I've been dropping the link all night. So make sure that y'all just go sign up for the Discord so you can be a part of the book club.
I'm glad you didn't ask me because I was going to tell that.
I made sure to say it so that you wouldn't say it. But yeah, so they say all of that. And so now he's like, he ready to get away from his wife. He like, I'm gonna go drop them off and we're about to go handle business, because Kendall got him all hemmed up at Lenore, which is the club that he took over, y'all. So if you were here last week, we talked about how Jean had taken over, like how he takes over businesses, because that's what he do. That's what his family business is. They take over other people's already built up businesses and just profit off of them because they're already built up. So that's how that worked out. So Kendall has him, and now he ready to go, And there was a moment when John talks about how, he kind of envies the relationship that Saint has with his brother Prince, because they're really brothers, and he and his brother didn't have it. We also get a little backstory about the father. Candy, do you want to talk about that, or do you remember about the father, how he talks about him being the golden child and all that stuff?
Yeah. So Jean is discussing the part where he is talking about his growing up along with Pierre. Pierre was the golden child. He didn't have to work hard like Jean did, because Jean was made to work the business that his father was had going on. I don't know the age difference, but Pierre was more giving everything a handout, and that's why he behaved the way he did. He was a gambler and he was very good at it until he wasn't. And that caused a lot of issues between him, his brother, and whoever else he probably owed money to or whatnot. But I think did his brother play baseball, or he could have gone to school to do something. But he was saying how smart his brother was. He just didn't use it because dad gave him everything, whatever money he wanted, whatever he wanted, dad gave it to him. And that was a hindrance to him, which is true to life. Like, that's a hindrance to anybody. If you just give them everything they want, they don't really have to work hard for it. So that was a disconnect between Jean and Pierre. And he was saying that, I think you mentioned this earlier, EJ, that he kind of envied the relationship between Saint and Jace, or Prince. Well, Prince. Saint and his brother, how close they were. And that was, something that he really, really wanted with his brother. However, because Pierre was such a brat per se, he didn't have that relationship with him, because I think most likely he probably had to clean up a lot of his messes. And I don't know if they said that in the book. If they did, I probably missed it, but I'm just guessing that he probably had to clean up a lot of his messes or whatnot. But he was sad that he was happy to find out that they found his car and that there was someone in it. But it was like, so was this foul play? Did this not happen like the way y'all saying it really happened? Because his car wasn't there before, now it's there. So, or y'all just missed out on a whole car being at the swamp. So he got his his wheels turning now that he realized his brother's car, is accessible and was at the swamp, and that somebody was in it. Can't tell you who it was, because I would have said it earlier. Had EJ asked me to talk, I would have said who was in the car, but I'm not going to tell it. But yeah, pretty much that's it as far as the brother. If I missed something, Letitia or EJ can fill in the part.
I think
I did listen to it earlier, but yeah.
No, you're right. That's exactly what went. That's all the things that went down with that particular part. Anything to add, Letitia, before we move to chapter 19?
Only that I felt sad for Jean in this one because his reflection back on his brother was just it was you can feel his regret, but also his resentment from his brother, or the regret for his resentment, I suppose. Um, but I like that he did give his brother props. He said actually, he was actually a really good gambler. Like he did it well, but
Mhm.
his downfall was that he didn't know when to stop.
Mhm.
So that's what caused him to have to clean up his messes and systems. He would always end up losing because at some point he just wouldn't
Mhm.
stop. But otherwise, nope, you handled everything, Candy.
Okay. Get it?
Yeah, yeah, but well, another thing I want to point out what Letitia was saying, that he was um kind of resenting the way he kind of felt, but and then so soon, so after the funeral, like hours or minutes after the funeral, like you feeling this way because you see your friend and his brother and their relationship, and now you're reflecting on the things that went on. So I understand, because when my sister passed, I had a little resentment because me and her, well, before she passed, me and her had made up, but we hadn't fell out before she passed away, like months before. But I do understand the feeling of, resentment, or like, dang, we should have did this, or I wish I could have done that. So that was a you could like kind of feel that he had some uncertainties or some uneasiness about the relationship between he and his brother. So I'm
Absolutely.
glad you pointed that part out, because I had totally skipped that. That I didn't even think about that part.
And now that you mentioned that too, I feel like dang, it's kind of a life lesson, I suppose, too, because it could be
Mhm.
just some misunderstanding. I have my own sibling issues. But I'm the resented. I'm not the one that resents them, they resent me. And so, but not because I've done anything, just simply because I think it was because I was born. I'm the youngest. There's some other family dynamics, stuff like that, whatever. But I did learn, like for instance, my brother made a lot of assumptions about me. When we had conversations, we were able to talk about the fact that those things, they weren't even true. So I think he in his reflection, if he had had a better relationship with Pierre, maybe he would have been able to see Pierre's point of view better than just the bratty little brother that got everything that he wanted. Maybe he had a different perspective, but I guess we'll never know. But just a word to the wise, I suppose, or word
Mhm.
to those of us who want to take a life lesson from any type of literature we come across.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So in chapter 19, y'all, we move on back to Big Shirley, y'all. Now, okay, so there's this whole big masquerade ball that happens every year that Big Shirley does. People pay $250 a whop to get into this particular ball. Like, it is the thing, it is everything, it is the event to be at. So they're trying to plan this event out right after they done went and just, never mind, I ain't gonna let that go. They're planning this event because she specifically says, now that this is taken care of, now we can get back to the business of trying to make this money, right? And I'm just like, ain't that the same thing Uncle Elsie does? I'm just gonna keep saying it. I'm just saying. But anywho, so they're planning everything. They're trying to get everything together. And what I loved about this particular part is that we get little dynamics of some of the other little people that are around who are going to be in the story, who will be in the family business New Orleans as well. We talk about Skunk. Skunk actually comes up in the very beginning of the story. They kind of mention him, and I think it's always important to mention these characters that seem like they don't have a relevance, but Big Shirley talks about how much she likes Skunk and how much he makes her laugh. And so she lets him come around, even though he's like this little squirrely little thing. And, they know that he just up in there for the buffet. You know what I'm saying? He just up in there for the buffet, like Tamar say, the buffet, a buffet. We finna do no buffet. I love me some Tamar, y'all. But anyway, she talks about that part, and she talks about how he had scrounged up $250 just so that he could get into this masquerade ball, and that she knew he had took this money from his mama. And then Monique, what I love about Monique is that she always like brings the comedic relief to it, because she's like, not you taking the money from the mama like that, right? So I like that the dynamics of these two, they're cousins and they're best friends, and they just seem to have a really good relationship. But as far as Skunk is concerned, they talk about Skunk and how how the last time when they had ran out of food, the women tried to beat Skunk down because he had a big old plate of food. And I just thought that was funny because I want to see this character Skunk. Like, I want to see who is going to portray this character Skunk, how they're going to portray it because of how they mention him in the book. So anywho, y'all, moving on to the next part of that. I wanted to really go into that part, but the next part is the biggest part of this entire thing. As she's doing all of this, she's gonna notice Marquis strolling in, right? She's gonna notice him strolling in, and he's gonna have some people with him. And she's like, oh my God. Like, she gets so livid, she gets so upset, Candy. And you can start from there when she gets upset.
Yeah. So I see Ezel playing Skunk, even though Ezel has passed on. R.I.P. to that man. I see Ezel is Skunk. So I hope they have a little Ezel type person playing Skunk. I really do. I really can't wait to see him.
But Candy, we did see him though, Candy. We saw he was in the first episode.
He was?
He was.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to go back into my memory. He was one in the bushes. In the bushes. Okay.
Yeah. So and he is kind of, that's my thing. Ezel all the way. He's a very much Ezel character. He was Weasley and skinny and kind of shrimpy or whatever, but we didn't get much. We just got a glimpse.
Okay.
So I don't know what the actor's name is.
Okay. Thank you for that. Rememberies. But yeah. So we get to the part where we see, Shirley sees Marquis coming in, and she's like, "What?" I think she said she gasped or something, and it's like, hold a minute, what's going on? What is my son that I sent away doing here? And when he comes, it's him, and then she sees Nene, and then she sees Marquis, and then Curtis, and then she sees Lauren. So she's pissed off that he went to Waycross, or she's thinking he went to Waycross to go get those Dunkins, not knowing he went up to the New York City to go get those Dunkins. And so she's, her and Nene having a conversation, she said, I know y'all hungry or whatnot. After they exchange not so pleasantries. She, they talk about the food, and she was like, well, we have a buffet. Nene said, my kids don't eat buffet, and I could go in the house and cook them something. But anyway, which I think was a nice little gesture, because in the show, in the Family Business, we do see Nene cooking. So that is like true to her character, that she is the person that likes to cook. And in the episode, she cooked. I mean, in the book, she was cooking breakfast that morning when Marquis was still up there at the Duncans compound. So she's not happy that he went and got them, but of course they're here now, and I can't really remember anything else beyond that. Letitia, EJ, I can't remember after that.
This is when we get the revelation. This is where the actual revelation comes out in this particular chapter right here. So after they have their conversation, right? After all of that goes down, there is a moment of reconciliation between Nene and Big Shirley. We have that moment of reconciliation where it feels like they don't miss a beat. So, which brings us back to our original points. What really happened? Because if you could go from as soon as I see my friend, I'm back cool with you. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, if we fell out for a real reason, ain't no amount of I see you is gonna make me be like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not gonna be that, right? It's probably gonna be on some other stuff. So it has to be, there's just something else. It's something that we're missing, and it has to be Big Shirley all the way, is what I think. But we have that moment there with them. But I'll let you give the biggest revelation. So we're going to move past that because they make up. She see Lauren, she see Curtis and all that, yada, 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 and everybody speak and all that stuff. But then she sees Marquis, who she is livid with, and she calls him to the office. And they have a conversation. And this is when we find out where another source of her anger comes from. And Letitia, I'll let you talk about that. You're muted. You're muted.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay, so are we into 20 at this point?
Well, this is chapter 19. Right at the end of chapter 19 is when she actually says it, what it was.
Oh, okay. Well, I know they played catch up.
When she takes him back into the thing, and because 19 and 20 are going with Big Shirley and Marquis. So honestly, we can talk about both of those because this is in the same conversation. You know what I mean? Like it's all one conversation.
Okay. Well, I know that. Okay, so they go back into the office. She smacks him up a little bit or whatever, and yelled at him. She believes that he betrayed her. And he yells out, basically he retorted that it wasn't a betrayal and that they needed help, and whenever they needed help, she was too proud to go ask for help even though they need help. And he reminded her that just like us, the other Duncans will do anything to protect the family, and that's exactly what they do. So they would pull out all the stops to make sure that they kept the family safe. And at that point, she softened her position, acknowledged the fact that he was a man, and then told him that the Jean situation died down a little bit because she had taken care of business. Those three buddies going out.
Yeah, which was crazy. So I guess it must have been back. Let's go back a second. Let's talk about the revelation that we I think we've all wondered about for a very long time since the Family Business season 1, and we wanted to know how was this character related? Like how
Oh, okay.
so
Okay,
let's
I'm
talk about
sorry.
that part, the big revelation, and the
Gotcha.
other reason why she is upset.
Okay, see, I saw this as the only reason why she was upset.
Me
But
too.
yes, so she reveals basically she is upset with Elsie and Chippy. She believes that they are responsible for Trent being unalived, her losing her son, which is why she is so overprotective of Marquis and why she blurts out, "You're my only son." Well, it's my only son, her only son left. And that's what, so we get that answer to the question. Trent is Levi and Big Shirley's son. But as 007 said in the chat, I totally agree. Trent's a grown man. He made his choices. And here we are.
Yeah, so let's dive into that a little bit before we get up out of here, y'all, because that literally was the last part of these last 2 episodes, is them having these conversations with each other and us finding out the revelation that, hey, Trent really was a true Duncan, and that he was Levi, who is Elsie's other brother, that he was Levi's son as well as Big Shirley's son. So this is their older son. And we all know that Trent, whether you read the book or whether you looked at the television show, it's in both of them, right? Trent comes to New York. And wants to be a part of the family business, as most of just like Sasha came and wanted to be a part of the family business. Lauren, y'all don't see it yet, but there's going to be a part where these family members, except for Curtis, they want to be a part of the family business at some point. They want to be a part of this. And Trent made his choice. He decided to come there. He decided that he wanted to be a part of the family business, right? He said he wanted to do this. And we also learned that Orlando and Trent are actually really, really close. So the fact that he was going to be working with Orlando, that was right up his alley. The reason why he's so willy-nilly to step in front of that bullet for Orlando, because that's what he essentially does. He read the room. He knew that something was about to go down. It's because he and Orlando were really, really close. Now, how anybody close with Orlando, that's neither here nor there. But they are. Like, everybody has their person that they're really close with. You know how it is with your cousins. You have that cousin that you just absolutely are super close with, that you really, really like over your other cousins per se. Well, that was Orlando and Trent's relationship. In the book and the television show, you can kind of see it as well when they're having their conversations. But in the book, I feel like you get it a little bit more. I can't remember which book won. I think the Family Business one, I think it is. But you really see that those two really are close. And she's mad. She's mad because her son was unalived. And I feel like, how can you be mad at them? How can you be mad at Chippy? Knowing how much Chippy loves her children, knowing how much she has pretty much made Sasha her honorary daughter. Like, she's, you know what I'm saying? Like, she took in a whole child that did not belong to her and raised him as her own. And you know about this because all of them know about it. You know what I'm saying? So Shirley knows about this.
I mean, I agree with you, but I feel like you can't really judge the grieving process. And although I agree with it was his choice, I think sometimes people just feel like they need to find somebody to blame. And so it's just easy to blame Uncle LC and Aunt Chippy because if it wasn't, if he wasn't trying to be part of the family business, then he would still be here. But the truth is, Trent lived he lived on the edge. At any given time, all those women that he was taking advantage of, any of them could have taken him out. I mean, so he did not live the most wholesome life. So again, Big Shirley, you being a hypocrite and just the nerve of you when even your son before, and that's another thing too. Maybe she feels guilty. Maybe she feels like she didn't protect her own son. She didn't, and he went off and got unalived. Who knows?
But think about this too, though. What about the fact that we feel animosity coming long before Trent gets there? Like, long before Trent ever goes to New York, which just goes back to this one thing. Like, you took them away when they were younger, right? And you stopped going to see the family when they were younger. So, or the fact that Orlando and Trent are still so close, the fact that Trent felt like he could go to his Uncle LC and ask for a job, that says a lot to me. That says that they not the problem. Like, and so there's something else that we just don't know. Now, the fact that Trent ends up unalived only adds to it. You know what I'm saying? Or, just deepens whatever else it is already. But I feel like there's something else and we just don't know exactly what it is. And they don't ever actually tell us in this book. But I feel like it's going to get explored when we get back to Levi, because I think it has something to do with Levi very specifically, and maybe a decision that Elsie made when it came to Levi. Because we got to remember that Levi really wasn't in no position to really be making all of his own decisions when it comes to certain things. And even when they talk about him and her getting together, I don't want to say allowed it, but they trusted her to, you know what I'm saying? Like, they trusted that she wouldn't take advantage of him. So I don't know. I'm not buying Big Shirley's entire reasoning. I do not know where the echo is coming from, y'all. I'm so sorry. But I just don't buy it. I really don't.
Yeah. And they absolutely welcomed her. Anyway, she was considered family. And then when she got the Duncan name, she is absolutely family. I feel like I wish she would just go to therapy, work it out, and come on in the family business because they're stronger together. That's all I'm saying. Like,
that's what Vegas is.
Yeah, it's like the way that they could maneuver all of this between Waycross. I don't even know who's still in Waycross. Oh, I guess technically Aunt Nene is still there.
Yeah, she just visited.
Yeah, she just visited. So between Waycross, NOLA, New York, and who knows wherever else, because the universe, I feel like the Carl Weber universe is an infinite one. And we have so many more characters to look forward to, I think. Because this could go on forever.
We don't know where Levi is because they have not specifically said. I mean, I can speculate, but they haven't actually said. But you never know with Carl Weber. He might switch it up to where he in some kind of facility somewhere, and nobody has just actually said it. I mean, nobody really has talked about him in the past tense in the book. That, they only mentioned him maybe once, and then in book 2 ends in grand opening 2. It ends in a way where we're still missing like there's more to the story. Like grand opening 2 is not a ending to go into the family business 1. It's like so much stuff in between there that I feel like, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe I heard that there was going to be a grand opening 3 that was supposed to be coming out at some point. Who knows when, but I feel like some of those things are going to be addressed there. And I feel like he's holding on to this Levi story because he knows that it's such a curious thing for people. And that's why we only got a bit of it. And I think when Candy and them were there at their thing, when I asked Tika to ask about it, I want to say that he said that it would be coming later in, like, I wanted to know if it would be addressed in the like, would it be addressed, soon? And he said something maybe like 2 or 3 or something like that. Basically, it wasn't gonna be now, and it wasn't addressed in this book at all. Like you learned one thing. The question that I always see when you go into his comments is who is Trent's daddy? And that was answered. But other than that, they don't answer if Levi is actually still alive or where he's at. And because the television show doesn't even mention him at all, and I don't, it's, girl, you have me out here speculating because I'll speculate. How is Larry and Big Shirley's relationship? We don't learn a lot about their relationship in this book, but in prior books, we know that there's going to be a whole incident where Shirley decides, like Letitia was talking about earlier, Shirley decides that she needed more, that she wanted something more. She was presented this opportunity for, I think he was an old love interest, if I'm not mistaken. And she was presented this opportunity for romance. And Levi just like the oochie coochie la la la. Like, that's what he liked. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what other word to use, Candy. He liked that stuff. You know what I'm saying? He liked him some Il Nana. I have to go back to all my old school stuff, okay? Don't laugh at me. And yeah, so that's what he liked. And he don't know nothing about romance. Remember, Levi is, on the spectrum. I don't know how to say it politically correct.
He's special needs? So is he worse than Larry? Like, what?
But Larry's not okay. Larry is crazy.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Like, are they saying because I didn't read book 1 and 2. I guess I'm gonna have to go finish reading those books. Well, I did finish reading yeah.
You started book 1.
I did. It's more like more mentally ill. Mm-hmm. And it's triggered by some things that I guess happened because he was a military man.
Yeah, the war.
And Levi was born. He was born DD, more like developmental disability.
Like,
yes.
Okay, so he was more like LC's character in Hand That Rocks the Cradle. Like like that. Or not?
Yeah. I would say that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where he still is very protective.
You've never seen Hand That Rocks the Cradle?
Oh yeah, he did his thing in that. He's very, very protective of his family, and he's very cognizant of the things that are going on. But yet, he still has a very low level of other things. Like, what's the word that you would say? Like, would I say, like, I don't want to say common sense, but like just life, like regular life things. You know what I'm saying? Like, but the thing is that Lou, may he rest in peace. Y'all know what's funny now that I think about it, and Letitia, correct me if I'm wrong, because now that I'm thinking about it, didn't Big Shirley break LC off first? Wasn't that his first piece of bootay?
Because he got everybody first, right?
Huh?
LC had everybody first, right?
LC didn't partake.
He had Donna first before Lou did.
Well, yeah, but he wasn't in a relationship. See, Shirley worked at the brothel, and Lou liked to make sure that his brothers, knew what was going on. Like, Lou liked the brothel, so she was his first. She took his virginity because Lou paid her to do so. But he also did the same thing. Like, he also was like buying Il Nana for Levi, and so Levi fell in love with it, and he liked it. And so every time he said, "You heard I told you. Did you listen to my video when I kept saying I want some?"
Yes, you were stuttering. I was like, EJ, please do something more easy.
I'm reading the book.
And then when because I listen to the books, I don't read them anymore. I just listen to them. So
So they kept saying
Hearing
it.
the narrator say it is so funny. But you know
Yeah,
what? Honestly, he was a bit more high functioning though. Like they
yeah,
didn't know he
he
could
was high
drive.
functioning.
Yeah, they didn't know he could drive, and he could drive. He also had he loved animals, and he took care of animals and stuff like that. He was definitely what's up?
Time out. So did I hear y'all say that? So I see Sally said Big Shirley took LC's virginity.
Yes.
I thought y'all said she took Levi's virginity.
No, LC's.
Oh shoot, I forgot. Yeah, and he was underage.
Yeah, he was like 15.
Yes.
Throw the whole thing away.
Oh, I forgot.
That's why Shirley made. I took your virginity and you went over there hopscotch over here with these two high yellow heifers. And yeah, that's thank you,
They
Sally.
say it in the book.
Yeah.
I can't remember what chapter it is exactly. I don't know if I made it to that part because I stopped doing the book things because I was like, I'm gonna do the book club, so I'm gonna stop making the
I'm gonna need you
videos.
to do that shit tonight. I need you to find it and tell us.
Because listen, I can't read the whole book. So if I can't read the whole book, if I could read that book, y'all, I'd be on here reading that book for y'all for real. And I'll read it just like they read it in the thing and switch up my voices and everything. So I love reading that book. I just love the way it brings to life. But yes, Big Shirley took LC's virginity, y'all. That shit funny now that I think about it.
Put a flag on the play. Pause. Stop. Red light, green light, red light, green.
So LC done been with two of his brother's women first. I don't know because Lou might have had Shirley too. I mean, he done slept with her, but I'm just talking about he might have had her first before LC. So I mean, it was a brothel. They was all in there. But what I can say is that Lou never got a chance to sleep with Chippy. He wanted to, but she never would sleep with him. That part. Nope, she did not. She would not sleep with him. She said that thing was too much for her. She said that she is not trying to ride on that ride.
She don't want to ride the baloney pony. Good God from Zion.
How she got her name, Chippy, too, was basically they were saying how she had a chip on her shoulder. She was stuck up. But she was into books and she was all into Big Sam. She really was sold a dream that her and Big Sam were gonna ride off into the sunset after she earned enough money for him. She was young and dumb.
Yeah, she was definitely young, and but she made some mistakes, but then she got with a winner. I know Donna wasn't mad. I know Donna wasn't happy about it, but I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, it's so many just stories, and like when I tell you that these books, this could go on and on. Like he has so much content that he could have another spinoff, and it would be just as good. Like seriously. He really could. Big Shirley slept with Lou. Who knows? I mean, I know, right? Like she was like that when she met when her and Levi really got together. She was going to get help from Lou. Remember, because she had left because she needed to make her quota, and so she had left so that so she went to Lou so he could help her make her quota because Big Sam was about to get in that ASS, and so she was like, "Look, I got to go make this quota." And then he wasn't there. And then that's when we found out that Levi have his own money because Levi got a check from, I guess like a disability check or something like that. And Levi was ready to pay for that thing. He said, and Larry was like, he got his own money, but Larry was like, look, I'm gonna need you to come settle up with me so I can make sure that you don't try to take advantage of him. So, yeah, I mean, I'll answer that one. He found out that his wife there, and so that's how he get there. He found out his wife there, and he want to go see his wife because Kenny has her location on his phone, and so when they found out they in New Orleans, he wanted to know why, and so he went down there. So who is the character that gets deleted in season 1, delivering the judgment? Like that part, I don't know because I know who you're talking about, but I always thought I was like, that gotta be maybe. But see, we never know if Chippy has a nephew.
Yes.
I mean, a sibling, right?
Yeah, Carl said at the book signing that he was the nephew on Chippy's side.
See, be
But we
figuring
don't
this stuff
know
out.
anything. Yeah, we don't know anything about Chippy's side. So
Exactly. See, I be figuring this stuff out. Listen, that's exactly what I said. I said the only thing that makes sense is that this is Chippy's nephew and he's not a Duncan, because they never actually say, but they make it very specific to talk about Trent Duncan. You know what I'm saying? Like they made that very, very
but I still felt like there could have been a couple of options. Like he could have been a Duncan, but not necessarily Big Shirley's son. You know, he could have been
but he would
Levi's.
have had to be like a maybe like Lou got a kid out here somewhere that we don't know about. But I feel like that would have been spotlighted.
Right, but they had, remember, Levi wasn't only with Big Shirley though at the brothel, so it is very possible. That's
thought
what I'm
about
saying.
that
It was possible
too,
could have been, because what if it was Little Mama?
yeah, I thought about that too, but I felt like it was gonna be the other way around. I'm just glad that it wasn't Levi out here with some other
Random.
yeah, random.
So who? So y'all saying Big Shirley not his mama or what?
No. You had stepped away. So they were trying to figure out who was the nephew that got unalived in season 1. Remember the one that played that remember Preach from All American?
His
Yeah,
name
the
was
one.
Mark.
Yeah, the guy he had on a. I think he was the one that driving the truck, the trailer or something.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
Chippy's nephew.
Okay.
That's what Carl said. His name was Marlon.
Yeah, his name was Marlon. I always figured that though, but because I be guessing these things, y'all. I feel like I be in the room somewhere because I'll be like, look, put this shit together. Like I did a whole video about Trent Duncan before it even, because even though technically, if you go back and you look at Trent's book that's dedicated to Trent, it really don't flow in with Big Shirley being the mama, because they don't. But one thing about it, because there's other kids, remember? And then I was like, that's why it used to always throw me off. But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna let that go out of my mind, because maybe it's like a stepmama or something. Like I was just making up stuff at this point. I was like, because in the other book, he got these 2 other siblings, right? In Trent's book, the one who's supposed to be Trent technically, and I was like, well, maybe this ain't that Trent. Maybe it's another Trent. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I have to make it make sense for me, because I know that book came out prior to the family business. And but his name was Trent Duncan. Did you ever read that book, Player Haters? Girl, I'm telling you, and he had the same MO, was a womanizer and all that stuff, like the older women was scheming and scamming and all that type of stuff. So, child.
I think it must have been one of those things where, you know, your characters kind of they write themselves. And he didn't realize the magnitude of the family business when he first wrote Trent.
That's what I was thinking too. I was like, it have to be one of those. So I was like, I won't keep dwelling on it, because I get it. It's just because only people who will realize it is people who read the book. Like nobody else will realize it unless you read the book and you start to ask all these 50-11 questions. Do you think if she was still living that Sasha would be able to handle herself? Of course. Sasha is a beast. Sasha is such a beast. But yeah, I mean, that's what's up. So make sure y'all are in the Discord, y'all. Make sure y'all in the Discord, because next week we're going to have book club inside of the Discord. Moving forward, we're going to have the rest of our book clubs inside of the Discord, where we're actually going to listen to the book together. We're going to listen to the chapter. We're going to talk about the chapter after we listen to it. It'll be just like we on live, but it'll be like a more close-knit setting in one of our chat rooms or whatever, and we'll all be able to talk about it together instead of y'all just listening to us talk about it. We all will get to talk about it together. But you got to be inside of the Discord in order to get into the chat, because it is a private chat. So just make sure y'all in the Discord. And then we have other events that's going to be going down. If you watch Power, we're going to be doing a Power watch party. That one also is by invite. So you got to be inside of the Discord. You have to go into the waiting room and ask to be a part of it. And make sure that you read all the stipulations, because you got to have a Stars account in order to be able to get into the Power watch party. But we're also going to be doing other stuff inside of the Discord as well. It is a group Discord, so it is the ladies that I rock with, we're all inside of the Discord. We talk about all sorts of television shows. I, of course, have my section where I have the book club, the Carl Weber book club. And then I have my section where if you want to talk with me, you can talk with me. If you want to request videos, I have like a video request inside of there. So we're adding a lot of different things to it. And we're just really trying to engage with everybody and just make this feel even more like family. We already family, but we just want to make it feel more like family. And we really just want to build something where everybody can really come together and hang out and, and talk and just have a good spot. We got self-care section in there. We got a motivation section in there. We got a win section. So if there's something that you want to celebrate, we want to celebrate it with you. So just make sure that you jump in the Discord. I'm telling you, we just started this Discord, y'all. So we just trying to get it popping, get it live, get people in there. So, share the link. This link that's in the Discord right now will last for 7 days. And of course, we'll continue to put more links because they do go inactive after 7 days. So, but anyway, y'all, that is what's up with the Family Business Book 7, New Orleans 11 through 20, y'all. And once again, we're going to have one big live on as soon as we finish the entire book. We're going to have one big live on YouTube where we're going to talk about the whole thing. So we won't break it up. We were going to have 7 different lives, but I decided to make it more intimate and do them all inside of the Discord. And then we're going to come back, everybody who wants to talk about it, up to 10, because you can only have 10 people. That's all I can put on my account. But we're going to have everybody who wants to come up and talk about the book. We're going to have that. And then hopefully we'll have our call in together so that we'll let people be able to call in and talk about the book as well. So it can be a little more interactive and stuff like that. But yeah, so definitely go ahead and join the Discord so we can all hang. And then, like I said, we'll come back after it's all done, after we finish all 70, because it's 70 chapters, y'all. After we finish all 70 chapters, we'll come back and we'll talk about it live. And, and we can answer all the questions and we can talk about all the things that went down and all that good stuff. So, of course, 007, we appreciate you coming through. So I just want to say thank you to everybody who came through. 007, Sally, Official, Bubba, thank you for coming through. DeMarcus, as always, we appreciate you. Candy Love, Tamika's Den was in the building. We appreciate you guys for popping in. Shayna, thank you. Makhadi, thank you. The Hood, thank you. And thank you, Champ, for referring the Hood to us. I definitely appreciate that. Monique, 69 Ways, thank you. And L, thanks for coming through. And everybody else who came through that didn't get a chance to say anything, but you were in the chat listening, we definitely appreciate you guys. And once again, next week's book club will be inside of the Discord, guys. I cannot wait to hook up with you guys. Make sure that once you get into the Discord, you just click on my section. It says EJ the TV Junkie. It says Carl Weber's book club. Just click on that and add your name there and let me know that you want to be a part of the private book club. And I will add you into the private book club. And next week we'll join up again and we'll do this at the same time, but only we'll be over there and we'll listen to it together and then we'll talk about it. And then we'll come back after it's all said and done and we'll have one big live and it'll be fun.
Hey.
Other than that, y'all make sure that y'all check out if you into Power. I did my Power video. I think I'll have my Reasonable Doubt up probably tomorrow because I'm probably not going to do it tonight. And then the ladies and I think we have our Reasonable Doubt live up. And then tomorrow, Tamika's Den and I will be doing Buried Alive with Eva Marcel. We'll be talking about that. From, if you're not watching From, definitely check out From. We're going to be talking about From. Tamika and I. Zatima is coming back. So me, Tamika, and Candy might be joining us as well for Zatima. So definitely check all of that out. We're going to be real busy this month. So, or the rest of this month into October. Candy, what you got going on, boo?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, good. So tomorrow I will be doing Reasonable Doubt, episode 6 at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. Please check it out. I'm going to have some very special guests coming in. So that, and I think I might be doing a Tubi movie too. I'm not sure what time I'll be doing it, but just keep your notification bells on. I am a few people away from 500 subscribers, so please go on to my channel and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Turn on all your notification bells on your notifications so you get everything that I do when I post, and just tap in and tune in and see what we got going on over there. I thank you, EJ, for putting me onto this book, and I appreciate you for having me on your panel tonight.
Absolutely. Tisha, have we started making content yet? Are we ready to dive in? Because I'm so ready to do something with you, because I have this, I'm so ready for you to start making content.
Okay, thank you so much for just pushing me. I appreciate it. Keep doing it. I'm going to get there. While you're waiting, there's a little bit of content on here. Especially if you like trivia, feel free to go ahead and follow and or subscribe. And I'll be on there shortly. If you like ASMR, though, I have another channel, Letitia's Voice. If you want to do ASMR, I pop dumb there, and
Oh,
I
EJ.
do a lot of whispering. I do more of a soft talk, but never check it out. And if you want to connect with me, I'm on Instagram at Letitia's Voice. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting some content on this actual channel. I appreciate being able to get on panels. Thank you so much, EJ, for having me. I really appreciate that. I love being up here. I love talking about the family business and everything else we could talk about. Y'all both have turned me on to so many shows. I'm like, oh, I haven't watched that. I haven't seen that. I'm like, okay, let me check it out. So I appreciate it. And I appreciate the chat always interacting with us and for welcoming me on the channel and everything. Thanks so much.
Awesome. Okay, y'all. Yes, y'all. It's at Lighten Up with Letitia. So definitely go check that out. And then her other channel is Letitia's Voice, where she be going. No, she don't be doing all that. I just be saying that. It is very soothing and relaxing. So definitely check that out if you're into the ASMR situation. Oh, you want me to post that link? Oh no, that's not for me. My bad. My bad.
So don't play.
It was an accident. I read it after the fact. Okay. But anyway, y'all, we're about to get up out here. We appreciate you guys, and we hope to see you guys in the Discord. I'm gonna drop the link one more time, and I will talk to you guys later. Peace.
Bye-bye.